good afternoon, Winnie, Sterling, James, Roman, and Cleo. Well, today I want you to know that I love, L-O-V-E. I love, who do I love? I love you. Y-O-U. And that would be Winnie, Sterling, James, Cleo, Roman. Okay, well, I am going to read kind of a big book. It's big in size, but maybe not too long, because I have a little book also that has so many words in it, it would take longer to read than the big book. So today we're going to read about Scooby Doo. He is a big dog. He is the other word big? We did do the word big, didn't we? He is a big, B-I-G. He's a big dog. And for those dogs who maybe don't know Scooby, Scooby loves to eat. Let's see, where's our chew page? He loves to eat. He would put anything in his mouth to eat. He would be happy if you invited him over to dinner, or if you went out to a restaurant for dinner with him, because he would love to eat anything. If you gave him a hamburger, he'd probably want 2 hamburgers, T-W-O hamburgers. But he would probably ask you for 10 hamburgers, which would be too many hamburgers, because he just loves to eat. The other thing about him is that he gets scared really easy. He's not very brave. No, he tends to get scared very easily, and he will jump up into the arms of his owner, Shaggy. So I will read you a story today about Scooby-Doo, and his friends are in the book. I've never seen his dad or his mom in any book. Oops, that's me. Me, I'm not in that book. No. Here's Mom, M-O-M. Now, one day, he was in the cafeteria of his school. And that's what the story is about. Now, I do have other Super Pet books that I'm going to be reading, but we're taking a Super Pet break and reading about Scooby today. Now, the thing that Scooby loves to do more than anything, is eat. And Scooby's owner, Shaggy, also loves to eat. Now, this doesn't look like they want to eat this. That doesn't look very good. Yeah. And the other thing about Scooby and Shaggy is they get scared really fast. So, this story, well, what is this, T-H-I-S, what is this book? It is a story about the lunchroom gobbler. The lunchroom gobbler. So let's read this together. Scooby Doo, a number comparison mystery. The case of the lunchroom gobbler. Now, as much as they like to eat, if you look at their faces, they don't look like they want to eat this green glob of food here. Let's turn the page. Let's see what this story is about. Okay, so here we have a lunchroom. And I believe it's at the high school. It's a high school lunchroom. Now look at, she's got this great big bowl of pasta. And she has that bowl of pasta. This guy has this piece of pizza. And this guy has this piece of pizza. Wow. Let's see what it says. The kids at Crystal Cove High were confused. The cafeteria food portions had always been the same, but recently the portions were never equal. What could be happening? All right, well, here's a picture of the kids getting their food. Look at that. He got that huge bowl of French fries. She's not happy about it. Okay, so it says here, why does Ty get 2 slices of pizza and I only get 1? Yeah, and why do I get fewer French fries than Martin? This looks like he might be the teacher. Some food amounts are greater than others. Some are less than other. Miss Digit, you're the math teacher. What do you make of that? I think she's the math teacher, Miss Digit. I think we have a mystery on our hands, Principal Nickaby. Oh, he's the principal, guy that's in charge of the whole school. This is a job for Mystery Inc. game. Mystery Incorporated. Who could be that gang? Why, look at it's Scooby and his friends. Scooby-Doo and the gang got to the lunchroom just in time for lunch. I'm hungry, said Shaggy. Let's get some eats. And they stood in line with their trays. Look, Velma, we got fewer crackers than Daphne. And Daphne got fewer orange slices than Velma. Like, I don't get it. So, look at this. Daphne got 5 orange slices, and Velma got 2. 5 is greater than 2. And what's this? Crackers. Who got better crackers? Well, somebody got 7 crackers. And somebody got 4. 7 is greater than 4. I don't get it, says Shaky. All right, so Velma says, let's say I get 8 pizza slices and Daphne gets 8 too. Then we would have an equal amount. We both got 8 pieces, but if Velma, I think that's Velma. But if I go 5, Velma has more. Oh, she must be Daphne. That's Velma. That's Daphne. So, if Daphne gets 5 and Velma has 8, who's bigger? Who has more? Well, 8 is more than 5. How many more pieces does she have? Well, 8 plus 5 plus 3 equals 8. So she has 8 more pieces than Daphne. Well, that doesn't seem fair. Hey, you could say it another way. 5 is less than 8. 8 is greater than 5, but also you could say 5 is less than 8. Wow. Here is the lunchroom gobbler. Looks kind of scary. I understand that, but I don't get why some kids get more food than others, says Shaggy. It's the gobbler. Gobbler, says Scooby Doo. That's what we call it. It's gray and black and spooky looking. The janitors have seen it before and after school. Before school and after, we think it's mixing up the amounts of food. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute, that's a cafeteria lady. She looks scarier herself. Okay, let's look. The gang went to the place where the food had been made, and they found plates with 4 pretzels and then 7 pretzels. They found plates of 8 grapes and 12 grapes. Daphne began to match up the food. They don't match. 7 is greater than 4, and 8 is less than 12. So they don't match. 8's less than 12. 7 is greater than 4. Greater and lesser amounts. The gobbler has been here. Look, a note. It's signed the gobbler. Be thankful for what you get. Time to set a trap. Velma and Daphne will help me. Scoob and Shaggy, you search the school and look for clues. Scooby and Shaggy walk the halls. They pass the library and the gym. Outside the art room, they see things on the floor. Yep. Here's some clues. There's a safety pin and a black magic marker. And just then, a gray shape swoops out of the gym. See this shape? Like a shadow. Comes out of the gym. Ruff, ruff, ruffity rucks, says Scooby. It's a gobbler, says Shaggy. Shaggy and Scooby took off running towards the cafeteria, and the gobbler was not far behind. Remember I said they get scared very easily. Meanwhile, Fred, Velma, and Daphne were setting traps. We'll use this toaster and we'll make smoke. Well, why not use this toaster? This toaster has 4 slices can be there. This one has 2. 4 is greater than 2. Fred's toaster has a greater number of slots. More burning bread means more smoke. The gobbler will think there's a fire when it runs for the door or drop a net. Scooby and Shaggy slid around the corner and hid. Fred put the bread into the toaster and pushed the button. Soon, black smoke was coming out of the toaster. You see that? There's burning bread. Fire! Yelled Shaggy, and the gobbler ran for the exit. Now, yelled Fred, the net dropped from the ceiling. Gotcha! They caught the gobbler. Who could that gobbler be? Let's see. Good grief, said Principal Nickleby. It's Vivian Tater-Tot. Her name is Vivian, and her last name is Tater-Tot. What an interesting name. Good grief, said Principal Hickabee. It's Vivian Tater-Tot, the head lunch lady. And her gobbler costume is missing a safety pin. That's right, said Velma. and she used a black magic marker to color her clothes. Ooh, so that's why they were such good clues. Kids, said Vivian, they're never happy with my food, so I gave them something to be really unhappy about. You meddling kids messed up my plan. So hungry, said Shaggy. I don't know who's more unhappy, me or Scooby. Scooby Rooby Roo. They're both hungry. Always hungry. Oh, and that's the end of our story. So that's the mystery of Scooby Doo in the Lunchroom property. So I hope you like that story today. Let's see. I'll tell you what, since we're on a Scooby thing, I will show you a book we could read about Scooby called The Scary Skateboarder. Ooh, The Scary Skateboarder. This is a chapter book. Ooh. So I will read one chapter out of this to see if you guys like it. Chapter 1. So let's look. Here we have Shaggy in a boat with Scooby. And it reads, while I'm reading it, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, and the rest of the gang were enjoying a restful afternoon in Pollywog Park. They had just finished solving a big case and decided to take a day off to relax. Pollywog Park was an enormous park, famous for its green fields and shimmering blue lake. Shaggy and Scooby lazed in a rowboat in the middle of the great Pollywog Pond. As they drifted along, the big clock out of town, the boathouse, chimed 3 times. 2 friends immediately perked up. 3 o'clock, Scoob, Shaggy said. You know what that means, but it has to do with food. Scooby knew. He remembered that Fred, Daphne, and Velma had told them they'd all meet up for ice cream at 3 o'clock. Ice cream, said Scooby. Shaggy lifted the oar and began paddling the little rowboat across the lake. Scoob, if you don't grab an oar, man, we're going to be late and going in circles. Scooby took an oar and began rowing with his friend. Man, I know just what I'm going to get, Shaggy said dreamily. Like I'm going to have the biggest, tutti-frutti, rocky roady, cookie doughy ice cream sundae you've ever seen. Scooby's big pink tongue licked his lips as he pictured Shaggy's amazing ice cream treat. Woo, 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 said Scooby. Scooby dropped the oar and began rowing with his big Scooby paws. He and Shaggy got into a rhythm that moved the rowboat along faster and faster. They were caught up rowing and dreaming about ice cream. They didn't hear the shouts of the 2 men on the boat in front of them. Hey, slow down, one of them said. Watch out, said the other. Shaggy and Scooby turned their heads. Zoinks, Shaggy said. Like, put on the brakes, Scoob. But the rowboats don't have brakes, so Shaggy and Scooby did the next best thing. They covered their eyes and screamed. They expected to ram right into the other rowboat, but then 1, 2, 3 seconds passed without an incident. They each took a peek. Like what happened? Shaggy wondered. Where's the boat? As the rowboat floated up to the dock, Shaggy and Scooby scanned the lake. There was no sign of the other rowboat, so Shaggy checked a big clock on top of the boathouse. 3:02, he reported. Man, I hope they don't run out of ice cream. As the 2 friends made their way down the dock, Shaggy noticed that the 2 men climbing out of a rowboat. One was tall and dressed in green, and the other wore a brown suit and was somewhat stouter. Look, Scoob, it's the guys from the rowboat we almost hit, Shaggy said. He walked up to them and apologized. Like, sorry about what happened back there. It's just that me and my pal here were so excited about our 3 o'clock ice cream date that we sort of got carried away. Scooby gave each of the men a quick lick on their cheek. There he was doing that. That's all right, said the tall man. Scooby noticed that the man had a little goatee, just like Shaggy has. We have to be someplace at 3 o'clock also. Good thing we were able to toss our tow rope to the dock hands, the other man said. His brown suit sported a blue and yellow handkerchief in the chest pocket. They pulled our boat out of the way, just in time. Speaking of time, the trolley man said, I think it's time we were off. He raised his left arm to check his watch, but when he looked down at his wrist, he said, oh dear, my watch must have fallen off in the rowboat. He and the short man in the brown suit went back down the dock. I wonder if 3 o'clock meeting was going to be as sweet and tasty as ours, Shaggy said. Roar, 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 Scooby said. You're right, pal of mine, Shaggy said. Who cares about anything else when ice cream is on the way? Last one to the end of the dock gets soggy ice cream. So that was chapter 1 of this book. So I'm going to put a nice bookmark in here to know that we read chapter 1 already. So tomorrow we could maybe look at chapter 2, or maybe the next day. Next time I read to you, we'll look at chapter 2 of the Scary Skateboarder. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.